Great. No, I'm just kidding. I asked
I gave
to
a
wait for
thumbs up to
you.
Laura.
Okay, you're ready? Is that running?
Yeah. One of the most powerful men I knew was a 3-star general in the United States Army. He was the first Hispanic 3-star general in the United States of America. He was appointed by President Bill Clinton to command 500,000 Army soldiers and airmen at the Pentagon. And after 48 years of military service, he received one of the highest military awards, the Legion of Merit. That man was my father. But that's not who I'm here to talk about today. Today I stand before you and proudly honor the woman that commanded not 500,000 soldiers, just 7. She wasn't appointed by a president, just proposed to by my dad. And she never received a single award for her 64 plus years of service to my family. I guess it was just reward in itself to be a mom and a wife. Today I present to you Rita Ann Baca, the woman behind one of the most powerful generals in the United States and who made me the woman I am today. Rita grew up the youngest of 8 brothers and sisters in a farm in Munster, Texas. She almost died when she was 9 years old of rheumatic fever and was bedridden for most of her childhood. But my mother fought for her life. She had a destiny. My mother would someday be the strength behind a successful man, the mother of 7 children, share her wisdom with 25 grandchildren, and whose legacy would carry on through 5 great-grandchildren. What a beautiful gift to so many lives. My mother's parents sent her to boarding school when she was just 13 years old, and she was raised by the Sisters of Loretto. Now, I'd like to say that she studied with her prayers and was in the church choir, but my mom was somewhat of a rebel. One day, her and her girlfriends decided they would ditch classes and go to the all-boys school, St. Michael's, to check out the boys and smoke a few cigarettes. They got there and decided they would make a bunch of snowballs, and when the boys came out of class, they would throw snowballs at them. So the rest of the story, I want you guys to picture in slow motion. The boys walked out onto the grounds, and my mom picked up a snowball and threw it at one of the boys and hit him in the back of the neck. He slowly turned around, and their eyes locked, and that man was my father. Thus, the history of the Baca family began, and my brothers and sisters and I lingered in what would become of that melted snowball. And then life happened. The ups, the downs, the tears, the laughs, and there was my mother in the center of it all. When I was a teenager, I got pregnant. My father had just gotten his 2nd star, and our family was in a public looking glass, and my parents were very careful to protect our image. I was terrified of telling them. One day, my family went on a picnic. We were all in the mountains, and everyone was running around happy and having fun, and I sat alone, scared and sad. The day was nearing an end, and the sun was starting to set, and my mother walked up to me and said, "Let's go for a walk." My heart was beating. It's beating right now, just thinking about it in my chest. We walked a little ways away from the camp and sat on a log overlooking the Santa Fe Mountains. I'll never forget the way those mountains looked and the way the breeze felt on my face. My mom looked me straight in the eyes and said, "Is there something you want to tell me?" I said, "Mom, I'm pregnant. I'm so sorry." She said, "I knew it. I knew you were pregnant." I was like, "How could you know?" And she said, "I've had 7 kids. I know what a pregnant woman looks like." And then I told her again, "I'm sorry. I know I disappointed you and Dad." She grabbed me by the shoulders and she said, "You are a strong, beautiful, independent woman, but most of all, you're not alone. We'll walk this path together and we'll bring this baby into the world with happiness and joy." And that we did, and my baby Bethany was born. And it wasn't just me she was there for. My mother was there for all of our successes, celebrations, and struggles. When we lost my brother Daniel in a car crash, she put our broken family together again, piece by piece, patiently, and we learned to smile again, and we even laughed. She held my father, the general, in his last battle, Agent Orange cancer. She lay by his side in their bed for one final night after 62 years of marriage. And they looked into each other's eyes and said their last goodbyes. And just recently, she held my brother Brian's hand in his last hours of a losing fight to cancer. and gently whispered, "Don't be afraid, son, I'm here. You can let go." Yes, there was death, but there was also life. The birthdays, graduations, promotions, vows, competitions, the wins, the losses, the laughter, the smiles, the tears, and there she was. There was my mother, proudly standing in the shadows of all of our milestones. Well, today I would like to bring my mother out of the shadows and into the light. So I tallied up some of her accomplishments, some of the things I'm thankful for. Thank you, Mom, for your 488 hours of childbirthing and labor, changing 49,700 dirty diapers, making 67,897 meals, assisting in or ending up doing 782 science projects, 956 PTA meetings, 1,352 military functions and conferences, 149,760 loads of laundry, 540,000 miles of driving in carpools, and I couldn't quantify the hugs and the kisses. They went far into the millions. Thank you, Mom. I will close my tribute, written by a not so famous author. I wrote this for my mom when I was in the 6th grade on a Mother's Day card. Seize me not the wings of an angel, an eagle, or even a butterfly. The weight of my woes will surely bend their wings. For when I soar to the highest of clouds, safe from all harms, it won't be on wings or in flight, only in my mother's arms. Thank you.